Just because you got to pay to get on a platform for an experience, whether it's Taxi or whether it's Spotify Marquee, you just got to realize it's not a scam just because you got to spend money. Not everything's free, and you gotta put some money into this shit.
You're either putting time or money, or both. Or you actually and both. You are put. Actually, you know what? Let's not say it like that. Let's not say you're just putting time or money into it. No, you are putting time and money into this.
Just like when Jelly Roll was on Joe Rogan Experience, I remember one part in there he was talking about, he's like, if somebody would have told me that it would have taken me 10 years of spending all kinds of money before I even started making any in music, I probably never would have got started, at least in the business element of it, right? He's like, but it has changed my life for the better. He's like, I made all my money back and then some that I put in over those 10 years. He got started in the harder day of doing it. Now, with the way technology is, with the internet and social media and all this other connectivity options that we have now to market, you don't have to spend that 10 years. You may still have to spend 5, but you don't have to spend 10, 15 anymore. You don't have to be like Nelly back in the day, spending 4 years to get Country Grammar to actually pop nationwide. He spent
and did it during the toughest era in hip hop.
Toughest era in hip hop. Yeah, the toughest era in hip hop when all the big names were coming up. Jay-Z, Wayne, like all these people, right? 50M, like the early 2000s, right?
I'm unstoppable like rolling, cracking out the modes. Never mind the road, I go whichever I'ma go. Nothing stop me though, rain, sleet, summer, snow.
What's up, y'all? Harco's here with the Music Making Sense podcast, where we talk about music marketing, branding, and how to have success as an independent artist. With me as always is the one, the only, normally Dapper Dan Mohawk Man, but today he's a little casual Dan up in this motherfucker. We've got the one, the only KP, rocking the zip-up hoodie too. I mean, not even a pullover, man. What the fuck? I don't know. I got like one zip-up hoodie, man. It's okay, but I don't know. I like the pullover a little bit better myself. But yeah, we got a little casual here today. We're shooting this in the evening. When you watch, obviously, is your fucking business. But yeah, we've with us having different time zones and stuff like that, 3-hour time difference, we have to kind of adjust based on our lifestyles on when we actually shoot this podcast. And here lately, me and KP have both been extra busy doing different things to help out artists. KP's been doing his vocal lessons and stuff like that. He's also been getting more into collaborations with other musicians and bands and helping out over in that sector. And I've been doing a lot working with other artists. I've really been, since our last episode, I've really been trying to help our artists get out of these DIY distribution channels. I can't remember if I mentioned it on the last episode or not, but for the last little over a year, I've been the COO of another marketing company that I actually helped transition a lot of stuff and get their management portion really on track, because it was a one-man operation. He was on over his head. But he transformed from a label into a marketing agency. And when he had his label, he actually has had Sony Orchard distribution for multiple years. And so now that we have that as a partnership and stuff like that, I've been working on transitioning a lot of artists and labels over to Sony Orchard, because like we talked about on the last episode, I think a big shakeup is about ready to happen in the independent music industry. The majors, they're always going to be good, but I think the independents are getting ready to have a big shakeup. So I've been trying to move people, labels and stuff like that over there. And then working with other people. I started working with a radio show as well too, helping them with their marketing and stuff. So we've been pretty busy. So yeah, again, like I said, we're shooting this in the evening, so we're a little dressed down. For those of y'all who watch on the thing, you don't see KP all extra Dapper Dan or nothing like that. I mean, I'm always casual because I don't give a fuck. But for those of y'all wondering if KP's a little sad or something, no, he's just chilling.
Oh yeah.
But
and I've been working out too, man. Just
yep.
getting back into shape. So
yeah, I've been doing that too, man. I started going back to the gym in December, and that was the first time in a long time that actually like moving weights. Like I haven't actually moved weights since like 2007.
Oh wow.
And so like I mean I would do like body weight stuff, and I would be physically active and stuff like that, but actually moving weights around I hadn't done since I was in Iraq in 2007. Right. All right, y'all. I just wanted to hop in here really quick and let you know about my company. I know a lot of times we're sitting here talking to you about all the different companies that rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast, but I just figured I'd hop in here really quick and let you know about my company and the services that I offer. Now, my company is called Apex Music System, and you can find that over at apexmusicsystem.com. You can find a full list of all the services that I offer over there in my company. If you're a podcaster or you have an online business or you're an artist, I can help you out with anything, all right? I got services such as website building, email marketing, video editing, social media management, ad management, creative content, strategy, consultations, and I can help you out no matter what your budget is. Now that's key right there. I got great prices. Plus I have a wide variety of low, medium, and high tier services. So I can help you out no matter what your need is. So make sure you go check out my company over at apexmusicsystem.com. And, like I tell you every time, make sure you let them know that I told you about my company right here on Music Making Sense Podcast. So I know that this ad's actually working. All right, I'm going to shut up so you can get back to the show. And, but yeah, I just hop back into it with my kids and stuff like that. So I actually just got back from the gym a couple hours ago as well, too, because it's evening here. Yeah. But spring has sprung. Yes. At the time we're recording this. When you're listening, it's completely your business as well. But things are starting to warm up as well too. So people are a lot more active, getting more active, and that's kind of what we wanted to talk to you about today. Was how with the seasons getting ready to change, the mood in the air, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, is going to change as well too. And as an artist, since music is heavily mood-based, especially with the marketing aspect of it, you want to make sure that you capitalize on the season whenever you're releasing a track. Obviously, you always want evergreen tracks that people can listen to at any time, but when the moods change with the music, you need to change as well too. And KP was talking to me about it because he follows a lot of sports and stuff like that I don't follow. Yeah. I follow marketing,
which
and
is
shit
weird
like
as
that.
hell because you're into hip hop. You would figure a hip hop head
exactly.
would totally be
I'm into hip hop, and I could give a fuck about basketball. That's right? Like I could play, I could hoop a little bit, okay, but I don't care about no sports. Like marketing, branding, the psychology of sales, those are my sports. That's what I geek the fuck out on. You know what I'm saying? I'll sit all day and listen to fucking podcasts and stuff like that. People talking about, marketing and branding and sales and all that kind of stuff. But you won't catch me watching a single sporting thing. Like if I'm out at a Mexican restaurant or something, I'll watch soccer if they got it on, or football. Sorry.
Right.
I'll watch football. That's about the only sport. Yeah. That's about the only sport that I actually give a fuck about watching, because in my opinion, those are like the real athletes, because they just run nonstop the whole fucking 2 hours, and I got mad props for them. But no, besides that, anyway, we were talking about the marketing aspect of the mood with it and everything, and KP was kind of breaking it down to me a little bit, but I'll let you go ahead and just take it away, man, and get into it, dude.
Hell yeah, bro, because you already know who we're powered by.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Oh
yeah.
So
much better than Zoom.
Very much better than Zoom. Just leave it at that. All right.
100%.
So to go ahead and get into this, what we were talking about, before we started recording, guys, we started speaking. I brought up about what's going on here in sports, right? And I know as Hart May said that, like, he says that he geeks out on the marketing side. I do too, but I want to say this, that with sports and music, they go hand in hand. So the marketing aspects to me really tie in together once you like look at the grand scheme of things, and when it comes to marketing with sports and music and just products, period, right? So because we are getting into spring, well, it's already spring, but now we're getting into spring and it's summer, right? So now we're getting into the seasons, and also we're getting into different mood changes and things like that, right? Also we're getting festive, all right? A lot of festivals are going to be coming out. We got 3 weeks left till the NBA season ends, and then we're going to be getting into the playoffs, right? Around April 25th, we're going to be having the NFL draft, right? We got baseball season already that's kicking off, starting off with some heat. What does that have to do with us as artists? Well, let me go ahead and get us into this mindset right here. All right, here we are.
Gotta have the sound effects to set the mood, right?
Yeah. All right. So I want you guys to think about it like this. All right. If you are in, think about this. We are in the mood of working out. We want to get pumped. We want to get jacked. We want to get ready for lifting some weights. We want to get, maybe we want to set a new PR for a deadlift at your gym, local gym, right? Okay. Well, there's music, right? There's music that gets you in that mode. One of the places I go to when I'm in my workout mode, which is where I've been lately, and Carcos also has been in that mode as well, right? So the one thing I look at is when I look at like playlists, like Spotify playlists. Let's just look at that for example, okay? I go to extreme metal workout. That's my playlist when I'm getting ready, when I'm getting jacked and I'm ready to get out there and get it in, get some sweat, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to get me in that mood. Well, if I want to go to sleep, like it's because of the fact that I want to recover, relax a bit, right? Okay, so what do I want? What type of music do I usually put on for that, right? Now I'm usually like, all right, I'm going to kick back, settle back, recover, listen to something like maybe some
Slayer.
Like maybe Slayer. I mean, it depends, right? Because I still would. Well, yeah, and you're right. Hey, hold on. No.
I figured you would relax to some extra screamo death metal shit. That's how you relax.
Well, here's a cool thing. Well, think about this though. You have
your
a really good
music is probably Beyonce or some shit.
No, that's that's funny.
And something extra high tempo, you know what I'm saying? Like something light. Something light is your angry music, and your calm shit is your angry music. You know what I'm saying?
No, dude. The one thing that I would do, or the one thing that I do is like I like to get into like some like hip hop jazz or some funk, or I might just, like, you are right. At the same time, I might just go ahead and go to some Slayer, right? Or some like Metallica, something that's like getting me into that party mood. Like I'm gonna be like getting ready to just go shower, take, recover, but I'm still in that up tempo mood, right? So okay, yeah, I might just keep that on, or maybe I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me chill for a little bit, okay? Then I'm gonna go ahead and listen to me some hip hop jazz or some funk or whatever, right? Like that.
Some smooth
something smooth, right? Or even like some, if I want to go cruising and kick back, like some good classic rock, like some ZZ Top or some Slow Ride.
Yeah, there you go.
Take it easy, right? Get into that mood. So
yeah, that's some vibe and shit.
Yeah, that's some killer vibe and stuff, right? If we're getting out there wanting to barbecue, and everybody has their own style when they barbecue, right? You throw on your Leonard Skinner, or some of us throw on some good old Al Green back in the day, or some, right? So it just depends on where you grew up. Right, it just depends on where you grew up.
You got the pool, you got whatever, you're out there just blaming whatever, pop, whatever, everybody's got their jam.
Exactly. Now, what does that have to do with you as an independent artist, right? I just named a couple moods, okay? Well, you can relate to what's going on, right? If it's summertime, like Will Smith did us, right? The Fresh Prince did us back in, or if it's Sweet Home Alabama, right? Or Party in the USA, right?
Yeah, it's all about those.
It's all about those vibes. So what mood are you in, and what mood do you want to, or what mood do you want to set? Okay. Also, we're looking at festivals. There's a lot, there are a lot of festivals that's going to be going on, right? And that's going to be going on still. Okay. Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be? Are you going to be out there promoting? Are you going to be out there engaging and mingling with people, getting to know them, for them to get to know you? This is the time to really start doing that stuff, right? This is the time where if you want to get out there as a musician, as an artist, right now, as it's becoming summertime and stuff, This is where you want to start really getting out there. This is where you want to start mingling. Start going to start going to venues, restaurants, mingling. Hey, if you at Starbucks, for some of y'all, well, those of you who go there, go ahead and you know what I'm saying. Hey,
Right.
there's a play, and they do provide music for you. They provide music as well, where you as an artist can put your music into their system, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of ways that you can start really setting the tempo, setting the mood, setting the tone. So instead of you looking at just putting your music out there, like, okay, well, I need to put my music out there. How am I going to do it? Well, now is the time to really start thinking about the moods, the settings, the tones, the atmosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how are you going to get yourself out there as an artist?
Right. And then there's also the sync licensing capability as well too. If you got that jam that you can pump in and you can put into sync licensing with Taxi, there's going to be a lot of, like for instance, like the NFL draft and the summer camp, like the playoffs, like all that kind of stuff. When they run these promo commercials and stuff like that for their sporting events,
music,
the team, stuff like that, your local team and stuff, when they run that kind of stuff, they need music. And so if you create that music for that vibe and then you market it to them and be like, hey, blah, 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 sync licensing, either through Taxi or independently, one-to-one, whatever you're doing, you can also get that to where it's a better opportunity for you. Like I remember last year or so, there was this one artist I got on my Facebook page. He's over in the UK, and he made a song and he gifted it to his local football team, right? Soccer, but football team, right? Because he's in the UK.
Right.
He gifted it to that, and they played it at every intro to the game for like the whole season, right? He didn't, like I said, and he even got on the local news and on like a BBC affiliate news as like an interview and everything like that, and like in with a team and everything like that. And it wasn't like a little high school soccer team. It was like his the city team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Indianapolis Colts, you know what I'm saying? There's that kind of shit, but for football, like soccer football,
Yeah.
And you can do that kind of stuff. You can gift it to them or whatever. It'll get you the exposure. A lot of artists, they focus on the money. Like, man, I'm putting all this money in. I want to get my investment back. I get it. But like you creating one song, spending maybe $100 to create that song or whatever, and then you gift it to somebody exclusively. You don't even have to give it to them exclusively. You say, hey, I'll let you use this 100% royalty free. Just make sure, you mentioned this from me. You know what I'm saying? Just give me the credit, right?
That's a custom song. Yep.
Exactly. It's a custom song. And then you put it out on your Spotify and shit, right?
Yep.
And so then that way, when people hear that at the game, like, oh, I like that song, they fucking Shazam that shit or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Boom, they're going over to you. Your profile starts rising. And then any piece of content that you see that team or the local city put out with your song in it, you fucking put that shit up on your fucking platform as well too.
Yep.
It'll help you grow as well, but then it'll get you more opportunities where maybe, the local, another team or something like that, or a business or whatever, they reach out. Hey, I really like what you did with this. Can you do something like that for me as well too? And then you don't have to do it for free anymore. You know what I'm saying? You got it out there. You did one freebie. You don't even have to tell them it was free. You tell that local team or whatever, hey, this is a gift for you. Don't tell nobody I'm doing this, stuff like that. I'm really just trying to help you out, blah, blah, blah. I love your games, yada, yada, right? You position it like that. You don't tell them, hey, I'm trying to grow my presence. You say, I love you, right? You gift it to them. It starts coming around full circle, Yep. And so, when you're putting out different vibes, make sure you're thinking about those vibes and then you're marketing it properly with your video content as well as with the end user's video content as well. One thing I thought about whenever you were sitting there talking about that, KP, is that, the editing community on YouTube and TikTok and stuff, right? There's multiple different communities. Like, for instance, my kids, they're involved in like the anime editing community, right? Well, what they'll do is they'll take clips from different anime shows and they'll piece it all together to a beat of a specific song or whatever song's trending at that time, and they'll create custom visual pieces based off of that. And it goes around within that community. A bunch of people love watching videos like that, you know what I'm saying, with different sounds. And then those sounds end up start going viral, right? Like I asked my son, I'm like, hey, where do you find, you know, new music, you know, besides my wall? Because he does come to my wall sometimes. All right, y'all, let me take a quick break right here to tell you about something that's completely fucking ridiculous, okay? It's called horribledesigns.com. And I personally know the owner, and he's just as ridiculous as this whole fucking company is, okay? If you or someone you know loves stickers and mugs and shirts with crazy outlandish sayings on them that just are designed to catch people's attention out in public and get them to laugh and point and ask you, hey, where'd you get that t-shirt, or where'd you get that sticker, when they see it on your car and stuff like that, y'all got to go check out horribledesigns.com. At horribledesigns.com, they have all kinds of ridiculous sayings on stickers and coffee mugs, t-shirts, vinyl stickers, magnets, and even mouse pads, okay? And I'm telling you, if you guys have not checked out horribledesigns.com, you got to go check it out, because some things are straight up great, like the American Muscle mouse pad. It's got some awesome pictures of great muscle cars if you're into cars, or you know somebody who's into muscle cars and they need some great mouse pad to have while they're on the computer working. But then they also have dumbass fucking t-shirts that say things like, are you staring at my ass, with a picture of a donkey on it, or stickers that say, are you staring at my beaver, with a picture of a beaver on it. Stuff like that, man. Completely ridiculous shirts and stickers, coffee mugs, everything like that. Anything that you could ever think about having just to get people's attention, make a statement out in public, and just completely be ridiculous, and to do it with some horrible designs at the exact same time. And like I said, I know the owner, so he hooked us up with a great deal where you can save right now by using the link below in the description. Whenever you go there and shop, you will not only support Music Making Sense podcast, but you also get a great deal on any and everything that you decide to purchase every time that you use that link right there in the description below. So make sure you go check that out right now, horribledesigns.com. Use the link below in order to get good savings. Go check it out. Buy some ridiculous shit for yourself or someone you know. All right, now let's get back to the show. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, you know, sometimes I'll go search some random shit on Spotify, but most of the time I hear stuff on edits, you know, because he creates them and he also watches, you know, a lot of these AMVs is what they call them, animated music video edits. Right. And that's where he finds new music. Some of them he doesn't like, some of them he does. And it kind of goes from there. But there's also Andrew Southworth. I keep wanting to call him Duckworth for some reason. What's his fucking name? Southworth? Is it Southworth? I don't want to disrespect the dude, because I signed up for his newsletter and everything.
Yeah, it's Southworth.
Yeah, I signed up for... Yeah, okay, Southworth. Yeah, I signed up for his newsletter as well, too, because I want to start gaining more knowledge, because, like I said, I nerd the fuck out. But, you know, he put out a video here recently that was very interesting, where he was talking about just that, which is really interesting. So I got up on my ego high horse, and I'm like, oh, he must have been listening to me a year ago whenever I started doing this, right? Because in January of 23, for the first couple of months, I was putting out music like crazy, and I actually had my kids make me a couple of AMVs for some of my music. Okay. And I was like, hey, look, I see what's going on here in your world. I want to be able to try to tap into that, right? Well, you know, life happened, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, Andrew Southworth was talking about that specifically. He said there's a community. He brought up there's one there that they'll actually take clips of movies and edit them just right to a certain song or whatever. And it's a short form thing. It's not a long form thing, right? You know, it's all short form, and they'll edit it like that. And it grows the popularity of that song because it fits the vibe of the video. Right. And I was looking into it, and that's in everywhere. You know, you're going to have, you know, basketball edits. You're going to have NFL edits. You're going to have baseball edits. You're going to have all these different subgenres of interests edits with music on it. So if you can start reaching out to some of these, you know, the starting out ones, or maybe even some that are moving up a little bit, and you want to throw them some money to make an edit with your video and stuff, or make an edit with your music and stuff, you can really start getting your sound out there, because especially if it fits the vibe, you're going to want to do it as well too. Absolutely. And just what you were saying, and also just kind of like, and thank you for bringing up sync too. That's another very, that is, I would say, one of the number one
places if you want to get your music into into sports, because you like to write sports system, like you like to write those pumped up anthems for sports and stuff like that, which are really cool. And people love to, because I mean, let's face it, man, who does not like a good old sports anthem, especially when you're out there in that stadium with thousands of people and it's jam packed and that vibe
what's
is
his
going.
name that used to have the Sunday Night Football theme song?
Oh, Hank Williams.
Hank Williams Jr.
Yep, Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah, he used to, that was a sync licensing placement from hell, man. He even had his face up on the intro. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. No, you're good. But you're right. Even okay, you just brought Lil Wayne. Now he's doing with the Undisputed, where he's got the rap, where he does the rap for them, right? So it's so guys, and also think about another one was that, because I've had this opportunity, I slipped on it, but I had where there was 2 local fight clubs I was going to write songs for, right? MMA, right?
Good opportunity.
Those would be great. Yeah. Those would be great opportunities. And I mean, those kind of slipped away, but at the same time, there's always those opportunities do come. So, find a fight club, find a fight team or whatever, right? And say, hey,
depends on the style of music you make. Absolutely.
And it depends on style. And you can even start writing for certain fighters. Like if they got a couple fighters who are, who are really making a name for themselves, hey, write a theme song for them, an entrance song for them, right? That song gets played in those arenas and places and casinos and things like that, and they catch on. A lot of artists been
entrance music done.
Yeah, done, right? I remember Matt Hardy. I was on KISW. I was talking with Matt Hardy, and he said that he was like, if you want to get your song into WWE, where you're doing an entrance song for one of the stars, he told me where to write, right? Where to send it to, how to, what I'm saying? And you got to know how to pitch and stuff like that. So guys, just think,
pitch is key.
Pitch is key, definitely. So what I'm saying is that, guys, if you want to really get into, for the summertime, and also just to add a little bit of extra sauce for y'all, this is also a great time to start getting your holiday songs together. Believe it or not. Right now, yes, okay, starting to get your Christmas songs together and stuff. Start getting those together as we speak, right?
Your Halloween songs,
Halloween songs, right? Start putting those together right now. You don't necessarily have to put them out right now, no, but get them ready, right? Because I want you guys, and the reason why this would be the greatest time to start doing it is because you are in a festive mood. You're going to be out there. You're going to be outside. You're going to be active. You're going to be really in that mode. Hell, and there's never a time where you don't want to give, right?
Right.
So you got to think about that,
And on a personal note, this is purely personal note for me because I'm Harkos and I have personal likes and tastes and stuff like that. But for the love of God, would somebody in the rock community make a new Halloween song so I don't have to listen to that fucking same A7X song, Avenged Sevenfold song every fucking Halloween, please? Yeah. Because that one that they did to the basically had the same theme as Nightmare Before Christmas. Can I please have a new one, please? I don't like Avenged Sevenfold, and I would like a new one to hear in that time frame. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like with the Mariah Carey fucking It's Christmas song that she made 12 years ago. Can we please get a fucking new one? There's over 100,000 songs uploaded to Spotify every single day. Can we get some new goddamn fucking songs for these holidays, please, y'all?
Yeah, man.
Please.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm totally with you. Yeah.
100%. Just a little bit of variation, goddammit. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get some new
voices. It went from Frank Sinatra's Christmas song to Mariah Carey's, not much in between, and now we're just stuck with Mariah Carey for fucking forever.
We gotta do something about it. Yeah, we need a new voice right now, y'all. We need a new voice.
Yeah,
we need a new voice.
Exactly.
I agree.
And a new song too. That All I Want for Christmas Is You. That been covered 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
Just write a whole new song about Christmas, please. Like, you saying we don't have creativity?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on a tangent. Anyway.
Nah, but it's true. But yeah, man, just to kind of wrap that up, just that segment of it, man. Yeah, definitely, guys. So just get
It's
your
about the vibes, and there's a
man,
ton
get
of
the vibes.
opportunity. I was just talking to a couple people about Taxi. They never heard about Taxi. Like this one artist I was talking to just a little bit ago, actually, before we started filming. He he was like, "Hey man, what's up?" Blah blah blah, catching up with him and everything like that. And he's an artist I've worked with off and on for the past few months. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm just about to upload some new stuff to Distro." And I was like, "What distro you got?" He's like, "Distro Kid. I know you don't like him." I was like, "No, I don't fucking, I'm breaking up out of those abusive relationships." And I recommend everybody do the same, blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it, and blah blah blah, everything. So I was pitching him Sony and everything, telling him I can hook him up, all that shit.
Right.
And but then he was talking about, he's like, well, he said he had TuneCore for publishing, and I was like, and, a lot of people call publishing sync licensing, and they intertwine them sometimes. And so I knew what he was talking about.
Okay.
And so I go, well, why don't you just use Taxi? And he's like, what's Taxi? And so I'm like, okay. So then I tell him about Taxi, tell him about how KP has been rocking with them for a little over a year now, somewhere around a year.
We close to a year.
Yeah.
September will be a year.
Yeah, went to the conference in November down in LA, met with some of the people, still in tight, blah, 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 knows ins and outs and everything like that, right? Did the whole spiel. And but he's like the second or third person I've talked to in like the last week and a half about that, because a lot of these DIY places like United Masters or TuneCore, they say, oh yeah, we help with publishing and sync licensing, get in the radio and TV, but then they never do anything to get you into radio and TV, because the thing is that they say that they have the availability. So a lot of these artists think, oh, well, if I upload my music on their platform, they'll do it for me. It's like, No, you still got to take all these extra steps. You got to upgrade to a certain level, all that shit, when you could just do it yourself through Taxi, and then you have full creative control. You can lay out the terms, everything, man.
Yeah, because a lot of because also there are songs that they do not want. Those songs that if you have it on TuneCore or DistroKid, if that song's on, they don't want those songs.
Nope. They don't.
A lot of those songs they want you to make break. They want you to make fresh copyright songs that are owned by you. Mm-hmm. So, and I know that from experience,
that they can eventually own as well too, and then give you split royalty deal and blah blah blah. That's exactly right, KP. 100%. They don't want something that's already popping. They want to create that popping, or if it's in a movie, obviously they want to create
they want
that sound.
Because you gotta have that
exactly. Theme. Yep, like back when CDs were a big thing, I remember the Scream 3 soundtrack. Seven Dust had a song on there that I really liked, because I like Seven Dust.
Oh yeah,
and they had a song on there that that it was custom for that. Mission Impossible. Limp Bizkit made a song for a Mission Impossible movie one time. I can't remember which one. Maybe number 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. But you can make these custom songs for it, and then guess what? Then that song blows based off of that project. But then it also helps out your profile, and you're getting your royalties. A lot of times, you're getting better royalties off of a sync placement than you would be off of, just a streaming platform. Even if you came over with Harcos on Sony Orchard and got out of the the abusive domestic violence relationship that is known as DIY distribution platforms such as United Slave Masters and DistroKid and fucking that's on the nose, dude. All they're missing is one word. For those of y'all listening only, KP's like, ooh, because I said that, but like in a funny way. But dude, they're called United Masters. What are they masters of? They're masters of you and your music. Yeah, they're missing one word. Anyway, not to touch on any harsh subjects in there and trigger anything, but no, the United Masters or DistroKid, TuneCore, CD Baby, who wants to be your baby mama, shit like that. Like, get out of those abusive domestic relationships, y'all. But besides that, there, that changed the tune, talking about baby mamas. There we go, done deal. Yeah, which is something me and KP.
I just also want to say this, guys.
Baby mamas.
Dude, I just have to say this, guys. For that last one he said about United Masters, I just couldn't find the the sound effect to properly just state with that, okay? I just
Yeah,
want to
because for those of y'all who are listening only,
oh
he
my
didn't get
God.
upset. He was just like, "Oh shit, he went there."
Ooh,
Like
that
like
would like
yeah.
let me think. I think that would have been a stab sound, like straight to the gut,
Right,
like
right to the gut,
flesh, the tearing
Because-
of the flesh as it's that one. That's what I would have picked for that
I
one there, but I don't have that. I'm gonna look
trust.
for it, though.
Yeah, I don't trust their marketing. Their marketing is all about get all this freedom. It's extra free and everything. And I'm like, man, companies that want your money and pitching freedom all day, I think they're pitching the opposite. All right. I just wanted to come in here and let every single one of y'all who love raw, real underground hip hop know about a dope show I found over on YouTube. And they're exclusively on YouTube as well, too, all right? It's called Hip Hop Radar Underground. Make sure you go check them out. They got live Friday shows every single Friday, showcasing artists from all across the world, underground, raw, real hip hop. And if you're an artist, you can actually go and submit your music there too and get it popping on that show. It's a great place to go and network with everybody as well too. Everybody that watches that show and tunes in live are raw, real hip hop fans. All right. So it's a great place to find some real lovers of your music. And like I said, if you love listening to dope new music, make sure you go check them out. They also offer artist spotlight interviews as well too. So if you're an artist, you want a spotlight, go ahead and hit them up over there. Me and KP were just previously on there and we had a dope interview, sat down with the host himself, Sack Juggalo, and had a great conversation. It was a great opportunity. So I just wanted to cut this message right here for every single one of y'all who love raw, real hip hop, or you're an artist, make sure you go check out Hip Hop Radar Underground over on YouTube. You can also follow them over on IG. Make sure you go check them out. All right, let's get back to the show. So and it's just so on the nose, man. It's like there's so many different things. It's United Masters. You know, all you gotta do is put the word slave in there, or UM. All you gotta do is add a G at the end, and now you have Universal Music Group. Well, what is this in a subsidiary of them that takes advantage of all these indie artists? You know what I'm saying? Tell me that ain't a fucking raping of a situation. You know, no thank you to all that. But yeah, if you guys get out of the DIY catastrophic sphere that's getting ready to have catastrophe. I can't even fucking say that word. It's getting ready to have a major shakeup in there. With the new royalties and stuff that we were talking about last week, it's going to have major shakeups. And, you know, like I said, TuneCore, even United Masters, they will say, oh yeah, sync licensing and get your stuff into radio and TV and stuff, but they don't do anything for you. You have to do it yourself. So why would you pay them to do it for you? Why would you let them supposedly, like DistroKid supposedly gives you 100% of your royalties? It's like, really, you're not making enough money off of my $20 a year to justify your operation and operations. There's no way they're not skimming off the top. You know what I'm saying? And they've been getting sued for all different kinds of things here lately. You know, whether it's manipulation of streams, not wanting to pay artists out at all, let alone at the rate of which they actually have. You know, like we talked about last time, Spotify will say one number and your DistroKid will say a different number for the same time frame. And then DistroKid will give you a line of bullshit if they respond to your contact. Right. That's the thing, too, is customer service is not there with these platforms.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I'm with DistroKid, and I'm fucking like, I have to admit, I do get shit. I don't like their customer.
Yeah, and you were supposed to have came over to Sony a while back. We had talked about that too. So it's just a technicality thing. You hadn't put out any new music yet, and you were wanting to look into coming over to Sony for the new music and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, like I tell people all the time, man, like with my deal with Sony, you still are an independent artist. You still do whatever the fuck you want to do. You still own all your masters and your publishing and everything like that. We're just a distributor, just like any of these DIYs, but a better situation for you. Right. And, you know, it's all about finding the better situation. Like I said, whether you come through me or not, that's your choice, right? Not UKP, but like.
Right. No, totally. Even me. I mean, that goes for me too.
Well, no, it's not your choice. You're coming over. Yeah. Right.
Okay, I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just gonna leave. Just go.
You have no choice, KP. No fucking choice at all. But no, I'm just fucking.
Y'all see what he's gonna do to me?
Speaking of masters. And half of y'all just left the YouTube because you got triggered.
Oh man. Oh
but anyway.
Django moment, man. Django moment. Okay?
Exactly. Anyway, for those of y'all who are still listening who didn't get triggered by that moment.
Boy.
But yeah, it's all about creating an independent, free situation for yourself. And if you're dependent on anyone, it makes it more difficult, right? God damn. I think Keefe's got to take a moment of silence. But
oh my God.
But with Taxi,
man. All right, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
With Taxi, you're working directly with the end user, the end consumer, the people creating the movie or the TV show or whatever the situation is, right?
Right.
And yeah, of course, there's fees involved with things. That's one of the things that kind of trips me out about a lot of indie artists is they think that if they have to pay, now it's pay to play, aka Payola, and I'm like. No, I got into this with somebody yesterday, right? This is a good transition. Hit the sound effect if you want to, but it's a good transition to something else. There we go. And but no, it's like just because you have to pay for access to something doesn't mean it's payola or pay to play. It's called marketing, right? And where was it? It was
I think I saw it. If you're thinking of a post, I think I saw it was Sean that post. It was one that came from Sean and Corey. I know.
No, it wasn't that. It was somebody posted. Somebody I know posted something different. He might have stole it off of somebody else. You know how sometimes people will take texts or whatever,
right.
They'll copy and paste it and stuff like that in their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he was saying, oh yeah, here we go. He was talking about Spotify marquee and stuff, right? He said, for campaigns created for Spotify target premium and free listeners, blah blah blah. He's talking about the marquee and the showcase features on Spotify, right? And he wrote in here, for marquee, you got to have 5,000 streams over the last 28 days or more than 100,000 or 1,000 followers in at least one of the target markets, right? So it's market specific. You can't just have, 1,000 listeners in Cambodia. You got to have it in like one of the top three
countries.
Yeah.
Regions,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then for showcase, you have to have at least 1,000 streams over the last 28 days in at least one of the target markets, right? So they have their own statutes, their own guidelines that you have to fall into in order to get certain capabilities,
right?
And he tagged me in this and said, this is why I believe people pay for plays to break into the Spotify marketing features, then funnel money into that through marquee, showcase, and discovery mode, right? And then he also said, this is what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. He was basically making the point that he feels, and a lot of other artists see that shit the same way, is that, oh, it's pay for play. Now I got to pay for these Spotify playlists to get my numbers up so that I can get this and then get into marquee and discovery and everything like that in order to start getting real listeners. And it's like, no, getting on these bot playlists does not help you get there. You have to have real marketing, and you got to pay for real marketing. And sometimes, you got to pay for a promotional slot on a radio station, whether it's internet or terrestrial, right? Something you got all these different opportunities. You have to pay to get onto these different opportunities the higher up you want to go. It doesn't mean it's pay for play, and it doesn't mean it's payola, right? It's an opportunity cost, and it's all part of marketing. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever people see something and it's not free, like Taxi, for instance, it's not free to get on. It's not free to submit, but you have that. They do that as a barrier to keep non-serious people out. If you're serious enough to put in the annual fee for Taxi, then they know you're going to be serious enough that you're actually going to work to submit projects a lot in order to try to make that up and then some. They know that you want to be successful in sync licensing. They know all that, right? You know, it's called a barrier to entry. And like we were talking about last week, the barrier to entry is getting ready to change. I smell it. It's getting ready to change in the DIY distribution market, right? But just because you got to pay a higher premium to get on somewhere, it's not a scam, y'all. It's an opportunity cost, and you can write it off on your taxes. Fuck, learn how to do taxes properly, and you can write the shit off.
Right.
You know, I mean, KP is on Taxi. He paid the annual fee. He pays the submission fees for the different projects and stuff like that. For the opportunity,
I've yet to get a submission, but
yeah, exactly. But you get, he hasn't got a submission yet, but you get positive feedback.
Yeah,
they point you in the right direction. It's not like they're just taking your money as a scam, right?
Right. It's not. It's totally not.
No, totally not. No. And KP's been, he hasn't been submitting every day, right? He's been doing other things and everything like that. When he gets in the mood to do some sync, he does some sync, right? It's a as you want to do it type of situation. But
I will say this. I do want to say this though. If you do want to get good at it, definitely really put get into that full time mind state of it, right? Yeah. And because when you do, and also take certain courses, like if you're trying to learn how to do tension cues and instrumentals and stuff like that, like you have to understand how to set the mood. You have to know what the difference between a trailer and an underscore is. Right. And you have to distinguish the difference by listening and understanding them, and understanding the three act structure for a trailer, right? Understanding that, and what elements do you use for horror, sci-fi, fantasy, or whatever, right? You got to know those things. So it definitely takes some extensive study, guys. And I just want to say that, if you do take it as a hobby, that's fine, but I can tell you right now, for every return I have, there's a reason why. Because I definitely need to have, if I really want to tap into it, I have to tap into it where it's like I'm giving myself at least 30 to 5 hours a day on it, right? Seriously, 30 minutes to 5 hours a day. Every day.
You're going to say, there's no 30 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm not. Yeah, sorry. Right. No,
30,
not that.
30 minutes to 5 hours.
Yeah, 30 minutes to 5 hours a day, right? And I'm talking every day, right? Like you're working on it, and that's really with the type of mentality you gotta have when it comes to sync. Okay.
Yeah, it's that 10,000 hours, saying, right? You put 10,000 hours in on something to become an expert. And so it's something you got to grind at. And the only way to get good at it is to get in there and do it. Yep. You can't practice sync licensing and get good at it if you're not in the area to where you can actually have the at-bats, Just like with me and KP with marketing, if we're not out here doing the at-bats of, like with me, I've been doing mad amounts of, consultations and different stuff like that just to get at-bats with artists. Some of them come, some of them are hits and some of them are not, what I'm saying, whether, in regards to me doing business with them in any way. But I'm getting those at-bats in, I'm getting better and better at talking, better at pitching, everything like that, on top of the fact that, I've spent way more than 10,000 hours, consuming knowledge and doing, critical thinking and testing and all kinds of, research and everything like that into different marketing and sales and brand awareness and all kinds of shit. And I'm still constantly learning all the time, and so it's one of those things, like if you're like, oh man, I'd like to have my music in this or that, then yeah, you need to start studying it. I mean, Taxi has their own YouTube channel. And there's a couple other YouTube channels that are similar as well too, that will give you the knowledge. And bare minimum, start there. Spend hours and hours and hours listening and consuming that kind of content, and see, does it speak to you? Is it really for you? And if so, then yeah, hop on Taxi, get in there, get to work. You know what I'm saying? And just just because you've submitted 5 submissions and you didn't get anything, you're like, man, I wasted my money. Don't think about it like that. Yeah. Don't worry about your bill. Don't worry about anything like that, right? Yep. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying go out here and spend $100 a day on submissions, right? Don't be irresponsible, right? But don't worry about the short term. Think about the long term. Like, what the skill that I'm learning, bare minimum, I'll be able to help other people out with this.
Right.
If I can't actually start helping myself and my family out with the financial benefits of this, and then the connections that you get once you start working with some of these people is going to be immense. And then like KP, for instance, he went down to the Taxi Road rally in November in LA, and he made connections within Taxi, like in the executive branch as well, within the executive levels. And then also, with a lot of the end, like the actual artists in there that perform the sync licensing.
Yeah.
And the producers and everything like that. And so like now he is in that community where they help each other out. They give each other pointers and stuff like that. They collaborate with each other on things,
Yeah.
And so if you think you want to do something like that, then you just need to go, you need to get in there and, start with the free content on YouTube and stuff like that first, and then go from there. But just because you got to pay to get on a platform for an experience, whether it's Taxi or whether it's Spotify Marquee, you just got to realize it's not a scam just because you got to spend money. Not everything's free, and you gotta put some money into this shit.
Yeah, man, you really do, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like straight up, you have to put money into this. Like you're either putting time or money,
or both.
Yeah, or both.
Exactly.
You actually
and
both. You are
both, yes.
You are putting
Correct,
You know what? Let's not say it like that. Let's not say you're just putting time or money into it. No, you are putting time and money into this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Yep. Sometimes one's more than the other, but either way, you're putting both in. You know, and just like, all right, y'all. I just want to hop in here again real quick. Yes, I know again, but you know what? We rock with a lot of people here, and a lot of people rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast. So I got to tell you about all these great people, all right? And this one right here, right now, is Mad K Studios, all right? Go check them out, madkstudios.com. Mad K is a dope artist, man. This guy can draw or paint almost anything, okay? He really, really specializes in, like, portrait arts for memorialization of your favorite car or a family member or a loved one or something like that. All right. Full commission artwork, no copy and paste shit or nothing like that. All right. Custom designs. If you want it, make sure you go hit up madkstudios.com for your custom art piece. And you can even go check out some of the pieces that he's done for freelance and stuff like that. And you can also get it on a shirt. He's got coffee mugs and mouse pads and all kinds of other decorative pieces of artwork that you can go and check out as well too. So if you're a connoisseur of art, you're looking for a nice piece of knickknack or something like that around the house, or if you want a custom artwork design for a loved one or something that's cherished in your life that you want memorialized in an actual painting, a real painting, make sure you go check out madkstudios.com. Let them know Harcoast over at Music Making Sense Podcast sent you. All right, let's get back to the show. When Jelly Roll was on Joe Rogan Experience a few months back, right? Mm-hmm. I remember one part in there he was talking about, he's like, man, if somebody would have told me, I think I might have said this before on the show, but he's like, man, if somebody would have told me, he said it's in this Jelly Roll language, but he's like, if somebody would have told me that it would have taken me 10 years of spending all kinds of money before I even started making any in music, I probably never would have got started, at least in the business element of it, right? He's like, but it has changed my life for the better. He's like, I made all my money back and then some that I put in over those 10 years. And, he got started in the harder day of doing it. Now, with the way technology is, with the internet and social media and all this other connectivity options that we have now to market, you don't have to spend that 10 years. You may still have to spend 5, but you don't have to spend 10, 15 anymore. You don't have to be like Nelly back in the day, spending 4 years to get Country Grammar to actually pop nationwide. He spent
and did it during the toughest era in hip hop.
Yeah, the toughest era in hip hop when all the big names were coming up. Jay-Z, Wayne, like all these people, right?
50
M, like the early 2000s, right? The early 2000s, the 2000 aughts is what they call it, right? Sometimes. Mm-hmm. He came up in that, and it took 4 years of him pushing the same fucking CD out of trunks, out of shows, out of all around radio stations, everywhere he went, pushing for 4 years. And finally that one album popped. You think he was sick of fucking singing those goddamn songs by the time the 4 years was done, it finally popped? He probably was sick of it, but once the check came in, he probably was no longer nauseous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, just think about it. It took that long to do that back then.
Yep.
Now, with the way technology is, maybe a year. You know what I'm saying? It speeds up the process, but it doesn't discount the fact that you still got to put in that work. You know what I'm saying? You still got to pay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some places are scams. A lot are not. You just think everything's a scam because you're nervous. You just got to get out there and go get it. You know what I'm saying? 100%.
Yeah. What's they're saying? It was my shout out to Moose. Shout out to Nikki and Moose for their last podcast, y'all. That was I wish I had that wop 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 sound effect right now because I really
you just
feel
did
like
it.
that. Right. All right. I just did it. I might have to record that. Anyway, but there was an MC. He said on there. He said, "Why are you complaining about you got too much on your plate when your goal is to eat?"
Exactly. That's a good one. I like that one. Why are you complaining about too much on your plate when your goal is to eat? That's dope. I like that. And that's for real too, man, because if you're trying to eat, like, man, as an artist, I got to do this and that and this and that. It's like, yeah, and even if you have the money to hire somebody to do your marketing or your PR or this or that or whatever, you don't have to know how to the ins and outs of doing engineering and mixing and mastering and stuff like that in order to get your track mixed and mastered properly or recorded properly or anything like that. But when on the business side, you at least got to know some of the business before you hire somebody else. That way, if you're getting screwed over or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Know your numbers.
Exactly. Know your numbers, know everything. You don't have to be a super genius in order to do it, because I mean, some people, hey, look, they got money and, however they get their money, they're getting some extra money and they can put it into a marketer or a manager or something like that. But you got to be careful with that. You got to make sure that those people know what they're doing for real. And you have to actually know what you're doing as well, too. So then whenever they're doing something, you can be like, why are you doing that? Why not do this, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so you gotta start your own groundwork, start putting in those hours, doing all the business stuff yourself, set up your BMI, set up your copyright stuff, set up your LLC, set up your, your social media and stuff like that, get all that, start doing your own marketing campaigns, learn how to do a different marketing style stuff and everything like that. Learn the ins and the outs of promo and marketing, bare minimum.
Yep.
And then once you realize, oh, okay, that's how it's done. I don't want to waste my fucking mental strength and time on that. I'd rather just focus on the art. Let me hire somebody else to do it, and I'll just keep an eye on them because I actually know what's going on now. It's not like you're not that 60-year-old grandpa that's like, I don't know how to work this VCR. Can you let me get my grandkid over here to get my TV working again, right? You know what I'm saying? Know how to do your own TV work, and yeah. All that kind of stuff. Anything else you wanted to add on there, KP? I think we kind of hit that point.
We covered everything, man. Pretty much, yeah. We
Absolutely,
did.
Yeah. So just to wrap it up,
yeah, man.
Give us when you're creating.
Give us one of them.
There you go, right there, exactly. But yeah. So when you're creating your music, create it to a mood. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's your personal mood or it's a mood that you want to market to, right? Mm-hmm. Stay within your style, obviously. If you want to branch out, be a little creative, okay, cool. Don't be faking it just to try to make something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stick with something that you can repeat time after time, right?
Yeah, so if you can play metal guitar, if you're a metal guitarist, but you can play some acoustic rock stuff, hey, go ahead and do some acoustic rock stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that can make you a little money.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely could, man. I mean, fuck, dude. Like, you want to talk about mood music? For me, whenever I'm trying to concentrate and I'm doing a lot of back end computer work type of shit, I listen to Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged. You know what I'm saying? That's what I listen to, and it just focuses my mind somehow. It's some kind of weird voodoo, right? There's certain things that trigger my mind voodoo into certain ways. So if I'm trying to work on stuff and my mind's going, I'm like, oh, I got this and this and this and this, and it's all getting kind of confused, right? And I'm trying to do 3 things at once. I turn that on and it helps me focus on one thing. And then when something else pops in, I do something else, and it helps me prioritize my mind, right? Just like whenever I have high anxiety, if I'm at home, I just turn on Star Wars and it knocks it the fuck out. Or if I'm away, if I'm at work or something like that, or I'm out and about, I'll turn on the Star Wars soundtrack and it knocks it out too. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm really mentally unbalanced, which I have an appointment for mental health now, so there's that. But but
Hey, nothing wrong
like
with that,
it's
brother.
all
Take care of
no, I'm not saying it's something wrong. I'm just saying, but like, the moods, just like back whenever I was in the Army, I after we got back from Iraq, me and two of my buddies, we were renting a 3-bedroom apartment. It was like basically a half of a house, right?
Okay.
And they knew that if they heard T-Pain on in my room, don't come in, right? Because that that meant that I had, yep, exactly. That means that I had a female in there, and we were, getting that Tallahassee love going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. No, it was Epiphany. That was the CD back at that time that I was playing a lot. Because it was Epiphany, because we're talking about 2007, dude. 2008.
Okay.
2008, yeah. So I mean,
but I'm just saying, what was going on, boy.
Exactly, man. And so so like they knew that if they heard an Epiphany going on, that if something was, don't come down. And it was really funny too, because sometimes I would listen to it when I was by myself, not whenever I was, by myself, but like whenever I was be chilling, you know what I'm saying? And like it was funny because one time I'm sitting down there listening, and I had the light on, my door was open, everything like that or whatever. And one of my boys, he came down the stairs, because my room was like right at the end of the stairs, and he like knocked on the wall. He's like, Hey, Arcos, man, you good? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, yo, you by yourself? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, he peeked around the corner. He goes, oh, okay, I heard T-Pain, so I didn't know. I was like, yeah, normally that's the code. Yeah, I get it, but I just felt like listening to it right now. But yeah, so like everything has a different mood to the sound, and so make sure you guys are tapping into that. And when you got a certain mood going and something that you created organically, make sure you market it properly. And as we say, as always, if you need help, hit me and KP up, and we'll be able to help you out. No problem with that. But yeah, if you have the creative ability, and especially if you have the personal interest in sports and different kinds of summer things, whether it's, club style shit or picnic style shit or cookout style shit or sports style shit, if you have an interest in that, create some stuff for it, man.
Yeah, man.
Put it out there. Try to market it to, market small and then go big, right? Yep. So market it to people who would love to have your music to play instead of playing, somebody off the, the top charts, right? And market to them first, and then move your way up from there, and show love to the people who show love to you at the beginning. And exactly. you're gonna start seeing the success that you want. It's gonna take time, and hopefully it doesn't take 4 years for you to push one album, but it's gonna take some years. Yeah. And just got to keep putting in your work and grind to get it. And if honestly, I'm just going to say it like this, man. If you think that you're going to be able to make a couple of tracks and blow up and get signed to some big deal, and, you'll be off to the races making millions and stuff like that, you probably just need to quit now, because the chances of that happening are so rare that it's probably not going to be you. Right. And then if you have that as your mindset, it probably won't happen as well too, because you'll be sitting there wondering why every opportunity is not knocking at your door every time that you feel like you should have the opportunity handed to you. It's not a good mindset, y'all.
Yeah. Enjoy the process. Enjoy it.
Exactly.
Enjoy
yeah,
it,
the process, the grind. It pays off so much more. I'm telling you, go listen to some of these interviews from some of these established artists that had the long grind. They tell you when you get there, it's so much sweeter. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned Jelly Roll, but you can go listen to all kinds of other people. Anybody you want to listen to. Fucking Jeezy, right? Jeezy was about ready to get put in prison when he finally had his break, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, the success is so much sweeter when you got that hard grind coming up. And I know some of y'all were born into a hard grind, right? And lived in it your whole life. And you just want the fuck out. Hey, I feel for you on that 100%, y'all. But life is a grind. But once you get that success, every fucking drop of success is going to taste so much better if you don't have that entitlement mindset that you're supposed to be getting it, right? That's just setting you up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure. Don't do that. So, Yep, but we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. Any last words from the great and powerful KP?
Nah, man, we're gravy, brother. Great show.
Alrighty. Gravy on mashed potatoes or on biscuits? What kind of gravy? Both. Oh, you like one of those weirdos that puts a country gravy on biscuits and on potatoes?
No, I just do the. I'll do the country
I was
gravy.
I was getting ready to be like, I gotta start doing a solo podcast.
No. Nah, bruh. I don't go that route. Nah. No.
All right, that's good. But anyway, we're going to get the fuck up out of here. We will see y'all on the next episode of Music Making Sense podcast, where music always makes sense around here. Making all the sense. Play that crazy music, KP. Yeah.
We out.
Next one.